Dave, I suppose a welcome week off since that Barnet game, and certainly not one that we'll get many of throughout the season. Has this week really been a chance for the lads to regroup and prepare for tomorrow night's game?
Yeah, again, we're on the back of two good results. You look at going away to Yeovil and away to Barnet, and we come away with 4 points, a clean sheet in a close game on the Tuesday, and a really, really good performance the previous. We're in a good place. Well, we should be in a good place mentally. What it's allowed us to do is, I suppose, recover from 2 long trips. And give ourselves a week to focus on our next opposition, and do the things that we've needed to do, and set things up to allow us to go there and hopefully put in a performance or with ideas tactically that can go and cause them problems and hopefully win us the game.
You mentioned before that you went and watched Solihull on Saturday. Well, what have you taken from not just that game but their full season? They've had a few games that have obviously been, postponed, but you mentioned that you do expect them to be kind of up there this season.
Yeah, definitely. If I look at their squad, forget about what I've seen of them on videotapes and in the flesh on Saturday. If I look at their squad, it's a strong squad of good mix, good blend of youth and experience, but good players, and good depth to what they're trying to do. They've changed. They're a completely different team than where they were 12 months ago in terms of manager, in terms of his philosophy and what he wants to see from his teams. And they do it and playing it with a shape and in a manner that causes problems. And like I say, been really impressed with what they do and the problems they've caused. Like I say, they're pretty expansive and open, get players in good areas, but also are really, really strong defensively. I think they've, again, take the Saturday game out of it, and they've kept five clean sheets out of 6 in the league. So they're organised, they get people in behind the ball, but when it's on to press, they'll go and try and press. So you look at it, and as with all other teams, and hopefully teams do with us, and go, yeah, they're pretty good at what they do. It's our objective as a team and as a staff to put a plan in place to go and hopefully cause them some problems and deal with what their strengths are to the best of our ability. But on the flip side of it, give them something to concern themselves with, and that's what we'll hopefully do.
You spoke about it before, but looking back at the week, we've had this little week off. How important has it been for all them lads that had little niggles and injuries to regroup and refresh? Because this hectic schedule, really, was 10 games in 30 days throughout December. I suppose can you just touch on how them lads who were out injury, Mason, Luke, etc., and how are they doing at the moment?
Yeah, listen, we've still some little niggles which you're going to expect at this time of the year, and especially with, I suppose, the uncertainty to how pre-season ran, and the amount of, or the volume of games in a short space of time, and also what we've had, in fairness, and within our squad, is the players we've brought in are ones that probably last season didn't play the amount of games that they wanted to, and haven't played massively regular football in the last couple of years. That's a sort of, I suppose, a pointer of where we are, and the type of players we've had to, I suppose, take a chance on and give them an opportunity to come and prove themselves. So it was always going to be a little bit uncertain as to how they'd react to playing a large volume of games. We've been unlucky with some injuries, some contact injuries. You got to look at the last game. Mason plays and touches the ball once with his chest and stands on a player's foot and rolls his ankle. That's, again, you can't get much. There's not much you can do to prepare for that, and that's obviously a difficult one. But as with everything, you're never going to play 100% fit. But what we've got to do is be careful, and if there are any issues whatsoever with players, and it becomes, I suppose, more prevalent and beneficial for us to allow them, or not allow them, but take them out of a game and get them to miss one game and give them that extra few days in order not to miss 4, then we'll look to do that. We are short on numbers, and it's important we keep those numbers, as many of them, as fit as possible.
Just finally, it wouldn't probably be right if I didn't mention last season's game down at Solihull, that last-minute winner. Would you say that was one of your favourite moments? And would you take a last-minute winner tomorrow, or do you want something a bit more convincing?
Must have been front long before that, but listen, you take a win. Winning games is what we all want to do. Is what we love. I expect a really tough game tomorrow, and any win would be a really, really positive one. We know it's going to be tough. Last year was, like I say, was a good one. We went there and again controlled the game really, and probably a little bit reminiscent at the start of the season. Didn't make the most of our opportunities, and in that final third didn't manage to get the goal early on. But when we did, it was, like I say, it was a great goal, and to score in front of our fans, knowing how important the game was for us in the position we were in, was, like I say, was a massive plus. It's been a good place for me over, like I say, last couple of years. Obviously that win, and then previous to that, a playoff semi-final to get to Wembley to win there. Both tight games, both games 1-0. I'd absolutely take a 1-0 tomorrow. I'm listening to go there and get that result. We know we have to be really good on both ends of the pitch. But like I said, I think we can cause them problems. But we know that they're a good side, and we've got to be bang at it to go there and win.
Dave, thanks very much.
Cheers, Alex. Thanks, mate.